Won't you change my mind? I don't know better than to run from love in any measure. Won't you change my heart? I'm leaving today.
Hi, this is Seth. I'm with Backstage Story from Ryder. I'm with the lovely Greta Morgan from the Hush Sound and Gold Motel right now. To start things off, how's the tour been so far for you?
The tour's been great. We've been out a week and have another week, and we're hitting all the good East Coast markets, so it's been really fun. I played at Mercury Lounge last night, which was the first time I'd ever been there, and same with the boys. It was a really good time.
How has been touring with Family of the Year?
It's fun. Also really fun. They're from Los Angeles, and I've known of their band for a long time. A really good friend of mine manages them, so I feel very lucky that they came out with us.
So that's safe to say you've been having a good time, right?
Yeah, really good time.
What's next as far as Gold Motel comes? I know you have an album coming out, Summer Houses, on June 1st. You looking forward to that?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Actually, tomorrow we're announcing a bunch of tour dates for our summer tour supporting Summer House, which comes out on the 1st. And we're going to shoot another music video in a few weeks, which will be out this summer, and hopefully just playing a lot of shows.
Can you give us any insight on who you'll be touring with in the summer?
Well, this summer we're actually going out with a band from Chicago, friends of ours called Skybox is their name. And they're really cool, also kind of like a smart, quirky pop band, really good musicians. It should be fun.
Sounds exciting. As far as Gold Motel goes, and as far as you go, what can you say are some of your influences?
I'd say as a group, we all really like the Zombies, the Beach Boys, the Beatles, the whole Motown collection. That's as far as vintage stuff. And current bands, we all really like Spoon and Vampire Weekend, and I'm trying to think. Everyone likes Dirty Projectors. Everyone likes Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. Like pretty much everything the Dap Kings touch, we really love. So yeah, we listen to a lot, a wide variety.
So you guys all pretty much agree on your influences, and how was the recording process like as far as your influences go and getting along with writing the music and stuff like that?
It was really easy and it was really fun because we all went in with kind of a mutual vision. You know, it's like you don't need to bring every single one of your influences into every song and every recording. So we decided for this we were going to kind of focus on like a very summery, upbeat, carefree but kind of smart pop sound, and we got it pretty easily.
Did you do all of the writing, or was it a group effort?
I did all the writing on the Gold Motel EP, which is our first 5 songs we released. And then after we released those 5 songs, our guitar player Dan and I wrote a song for the new album called Stealing the Moonlight. And then our other guitar player Eric brought a song to the band called Safe in LA. So those are 2 songs we all kind of collaborated on with writing and arranging. And hopefully it'll be more collaborative. I've been writing a lot for the next album after this, but got to take it one at a time.
How was the recording process when you were recording summery songs in the winter? I remember seeing a video on Twitter of you guys looking outside and there was just snow everywhere. How was that?
Well, it was funny because a lot of the songs I'd written while living in Los Angeles and spending last winter kind of sitting in my backyard under these beautiful trees, just playing a guitar and relaxing and whatever. It was fun recording. We recorded actually in the house where I grew up, my childhood home, which has since been kind of emptied out and has been on and off the market for years and years, and is just probably not going to sell. But so the house was kind of up for grabs. So we set up the mixing board and monitors and computer, everything in the library. We set up the drums in the living room, and we had a piano. You know, I played on the 9-foot grand piano I grew up learning how to play on, and it was really fun and easy and like very spontaneous and quick.
So it was almost like a dream come true that you get to play on the piano that you grew up learning on.
Yeah, it was just easy. It was easy and great, and I think listening to it you can hear that, like that it's just very genuine and straightforward and kind of fun.
So anyway, do you have any favorite songs or lyrics from the new album? I know we don't have the complete song listing for the new album. Do you have any lyrics that you can give us a little insight on?
Well, there's one song called Fireworks After Midnight, which is just about realizing that you're about to say goodbye to someone, like maybe somebody you won't see for a few years. And that song, to me, kind of strikes a bittersweet chord. I really like that one. I just feel like a douchebag reciting my own lyrics, though. So
Yeah,
you'll have to wait for the album.
I've noticed that you said that was about saying goodbye, and I know Don't Send the Searchlights was almost like the next morning. Do you find yourself writing a lot of songs like that, like saying goodbye and stuff like that?
I felt like in the last chapter of my life there was a lot of distance and isolation and maybe a lot of goodbyes, and in this current chapter, it's just all calm, happy hellos.
Those goodbyes wouldn't be hinted towards the Hush Sound, would they?
You know what? Yeah, I guess in a way. Yeah, I mean, taking a break from an old band. Being in a band is like, for me, it was like being married to 3 people. You know, it's like we were together months and months and months, every single hour of every single day on tour together, working together, doing all of our all of our creative outlet was one outlet, and yeah. So in a way, taking a break was like saying goodbye for a while.
As far as the Hush Sound goes, now that I brought it up, I understand that Pete Wentz actually found you guys.
Yeah.
How was all that? I know you graduated high school early, and I guess all that was real hectic.
Yeah, it was. You know, it's funny. Nobody asks about Pete Wentz anymore.
Really?
Yeah, they used to, and we always used to say, they'd say, "What was it like being signed by Pete Wentz?" And we'd always say, "It was like 3 years ago." You know, it was kind of. We used to get asked in every single interview, and I haven't been asked recently, but. I was so young, I had no idea what was happening. I wasn't aware of Fall Out Boy at all. Like, being from Chicago, this is kind of sad, but I was always kind of rooting for, like, 1 or 2 of the other hometown bands. I always thought, like, oh, so-and-so is going to be way bigger than this Fall Out Boy band. Who gets them? They're from the North Shore. You know, I thought they were just, like, snotty North Shore kind of people, and I didn't know their music very well. And so Pete came to us and said, I have this record label, and this is kind of our community, and we'll take you on tour. And I started listening to the music and kind of becoming aware of the whole situation, and we just leapt at it. You know, it was such a great opportunity. For me particularly, I was a junior in high school, and my band had just gotten signed, and we're making albums, and our first tour was opening for them for like 10,000 people a night. You know, it was huge, just opening an arena tour. And then after all that, I had to come back to school after doing work by correspondence and sit down and take my finals, like in my little Catholic school uniform and everything, after going on this wild tour and having all these kind of crazy adventures. But it was an incredible opportunity, and I really, really respect Pete. He did everything for our band that he said he was going to do. He followed through on everything. And Patrick is one of my really good friends, and I would say to an extent he's like a musical mentor to me, and so I feel very grateful for that whole experience.
And that's actually where you got the name for your first album, So Sudden, correct?
Yeah, right. Everything happened.
And that was all surreal. Do you keep in contact with Pete now?
You know, I haven't talked to him in maybe a year or 2 years. Patrick and I talk a lot. Like, he's my bud, but not really the other guys.
Do you still keep in contact with Robert Morris, who's another singer from the Hush Sound?
Yeah, I see him around pretty often.
If you could give us a little insight, if you have any information on the Hush Sound hiatus.
I don't have any other information other than that we're all really focused on our own projects. I'm having so much fun in Golden Motel that I can't really think about anything else right now. And I think Bob also is enjoying starting his new project. I think he's just about to kind of like announce the name and release some music. So we're all having so much fun in our own stuff that, you know, it's not something we're thinking about right now. And I know that sucks as a listener, because it's like, I've been waiting 4 years for a new Strokes album. Or maybe not that long. I guess I got into them pretty recently. Or for a new White Stripes album or whatever. You know, it's like, as a listener, I want my favorite artist to do what I enjoy listening to. But to an extent, you also need to respect that an artist needs to do what's making them happy. And I've actually had a ton of people come to me and say, like, oh, I couldn't really get into your last band, but I love Golden Motel. So it's like, for every one person who doesn't want me to be in Golden Motel right now because they wish the Hush Sound was still together, there's the opposite. There's someone who's now a fan who wasn't before. So it's a trade-off. And I don't know. I feel so confident in the music and so happy doing it that even if nobody liked it, I would keep going. You know, even if nobody liked it, I'd still be able to know in my heart that these are great songs and that they're true and they're genuine, and I'm very proud of them.
As far as a comparison to the Hush Sound and Golden Motel, do you feel that you've significantly changed the way you write lyrics? Because I know in the Hush Sound, like Weeping Willow and some of those songs weren't as upbeat and outgoing as they are in Golden Motel.
You know, I think when I was in the Hush Sound, I didn't really appreciate songwriting as a craft. It was something where occasionally I would get this burst of emotion and a song would come out. And in the last year or two, I guess kind of becoming more of an adult musician, I've started writing and archiving song ideas every day, and it's become more of a craft that you have to practice. You know, it's like a sculptor or a painter. It takes years and years and years until you can finally do what you want to do. So I think that I approach these songs in more of like a classic pop songwriting kind of way, whereas with the band it was just like a bunch of with the Hush Sound it was a bunch of just like teenage poetry dribble, and then I would put it to music.
All right. As far as the show tonight, can you give us any sneak peeks? Is there any surprises, maybe?
Well, we're playing the whole album. We're going to play the whole Summer House album, and we might do 1 or 2 covers, and it's just fun and energetic, and everybody who's come to our show so far, for the most part, has had a really good time.
All right. Thank you, Greta.